You know you're a garbage pail human being and standing on the lower rung of the evolutionary ladder when you can find it within yourself to stand on the grave of all people, Meatloaf, and criticize the guy for living the way he wanted to live and standing up for individual freedoms.
What a bad dude.
Hey, before we get into this video, take a second right now and visit our sponsor, Prepper's Peak, and grab one of these 3-in-1 Quick Connect rechargeable flashlights. Quickly change between a 600 lumen flashlight, a 400 lumen work light, or a 200 lumen gooseneck flex light that you can hang virtually anywhere for hands-free portable illumination. It comes with a USB charging cord and power brick, and each attachment has 5 lighting modes: high, medium, low, SOS, and strobe. The magnet at the other end of the flashlight is powerful enough to stick to the side of anything metal, giving you more hands-free options. Grab one for yourself and for somebody you love. The link with my discount code is in the description. Pretty interesting screenshot. This is from the first tweet right here is from October 30th, 2021 from Fox 8 News. They're saying this, not me. They're reporting that a new study from the CDC suggests that VA vaccines offer much stronger immunity to, you know what, the natural immunity. And then you have the same CDC and the same Fox News 8 reporting what the CDC says natural immunity was more effective than VA-XX's alone against the Delta variant, CDC study shows. That's from 1/22/2022. So if you just held on, the policies and the regulations changed. How did they change? It's amazing they even actually admit this right here. And then we have the villainization of Meatloaf. This is from the New York Post. Meatloaf was anti-VA-XX mandate, reportedly seriously ill with convids before death. I have so far seen no evidence to suggest that Meatloaf died of convid complications. None at all. As a matter of fact, I see a lot of people just turning a blind eye to the obvious factors that could have led to his death. He's been morbidly obese probably all of his life, and the guy's 74 years old, and he also had asthma. The late rocker Meatloaf was outspokenly anti-VA-XX mandate and anti-mask before his death, once telling a reporter, "If I die, I die. I'm not going to be controlled." To which any red-blooded American or any human being who cares anything about freedom would say, "Hey, freaking men. If I die, I'm going to die." Now, granted, there are a lot of people who've been propagandized. There are a lot of people who've been programmed by fake stream, CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra media. And so they probably really believe, man, I need to bow down at the altar of Jabbo or I'm done for. Fine, you're free to believe that. But what you're not free to do is have government authorities and officials and have policies produced against us to take away our freedoms. You're not free to do that. The 74-year-old bat out of hell singer who was reportedly love it. Don't you love how they say this? Who was reportedly critically ill with you know what before he passed away Thursday. Let me click on this. Reportedly critically ill. Says Meatloaf was seriously ill with you know what days before his death, according to the report. Rock legend Meatloaf was seriously ill with you know what just days before his death, according to a report. Sources told TMZ that the 74-year-old bat out of hell star was due to attend a business dinner early this week for a show that he's working on based on his classic hit, "I'd Do Anything for Love." But he canceled because he was seriously ill with you know what, with his condition soon becoming critical, the outlet sources said. It was not clear if he had been VA-XX'd. Wouldn't that be interesting if he was? Although if he truly was anti-VA-XX, he probably didn't get it, but you never know. You never know. Reps for the star did not immediately return requests for comment. Early Friday, no cause of death was given in the announcement of his death on his official Facebook page. Our hearts are broken to announce that the incomparable Meatloaf passed away tonight with his wife, Deborah, by his side. So this is still reportedly. And then how do you know you got it once they report it? was opposed to pandemic restrictions. Nothing wrong with that, right? Slamming lockdowns. Nothing wrong with that. It's free to do that. And mask mandates during an interview last summer. The Grammy Award-winning musician, whose real name is Marvin Lee Aday, also rallied against VAXX mandates in Australia. Meat Loaf, who struggled with asthma and other health conditions. 74, morbidly obese, struggled with asthma and other health conditions, and now he's dead, and people are like, oh, the reason you died is because you didn't bow down at the altar of Jabbo. And a lot of people out there going, you deserved it. Being a public health threat, walking all over the place, not being VAXXed, even though if you got VAXXed, according to the authorities and the medical professionals, you can still be a transmitter of said you-know-what. You can still contract you-know-what. Okay, what's my incentive for taking it again? It totally escapes me. It seems insane. Okay, it's not going to protect me from getting it, and if I do get it, I'll still be able to spread it. And the whole reason I got it was so that I could protect public health, but it seems that that's not really doing the trick. And the people who are, just forget it. Just forget it. Meat Loaf, who struggled with asthma and other health conditions, told the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette in August that he considers lockdowns political and masks useless before offering reporter Scott Mervins an embrace. He said, I'm happy to give you a hug. I hug people in the middle of convids. Because he's not going to live in fear. He said, adding that he refused to live life in fear. Yeah, because if you live a life in fear, then you're not living life. You're alive, but you're not living. You know, everybody dies, but very few people actually get a chance to live life. And if you're living in fear, can you really say that that's quality of life? Let's see. It says, I'm sorry. I understand stopping life for a little while, but they cannot continue to stop life because of politics. And right now they're stopping because of politics. And on CNN last night, it finally came out that the ritualistic shame muzzles we're all wearing are useless. But I've known that for 6 months. They don't do anything. They don't stop you from getting you know what. They're just a nuisance and make your nose itch and make it so you can't breathe. He added, if I die, I die, but I'm not going to be controlled. Who can argue with that? You know who would argue with that? People would go, well, then you can't go out in public. Because if you go out in public as a potential asymptomatic carrier, you can jeopardize the health of a whole lot of people. And who do you think you are walking in freedom doing that? The rocker's official cause of death wasn't immediately known Friday. He had not said publicly whether he had been VAXXed or not. And what people are saying is, I'd do anything for love, but Meat Loaf won't get VAXXed for love. As though that were an issue of loving your fellow human being by becoming basically the product, the poster child for the big pharma industrial complex. Fox News covered it. Meat Loaf mocked by left for VAXX lockdown opposition hours after his death. And it's truly pathetic what a lot of these people were saying. This person right here says Meat Loaf had, you know what, a bad case recently. He was an anti-science, mask, and VAXX denier. His VAXX status not released. He mocked public health measures before he died, told a reporter, if I die, I die. Friends, Meat Loaf was a pandemic a-hole. Guys, we already know that they want to decimate the dollar, destroy the economy, bring us into a cashless society, and eventually make it difficult for us to even get food. That's why I constantly promote My Patriot Supply. Every chance I get, I turn my fiat currency notes into long-term storable food. This stuff is awesome. It's got a 25-year shelf life. And one thing we're all going to need is storable food. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. With my link in the description, you get $100 off of every order instantly. It'd be a good idea to order it while you can, because I'm not sure how much longer they're going to be able to ship this out. My link for your $100 off discount is in the description below.